positions. It should be the priority, Josh, in the transfer window, especially the left wing back position.
Plus the profitability and sustainability rules. They're biting hard this time around, and it's almost impossible for clubs to make wholesome changes. And United might need to make wholesome changes. Then, if you're making wholesome changes, you may not be able to buy the marquee signings that you need for the team to be much better. Because right now, United does not need to buy players for the sake of it. We don't need busybodies in the side. We need marquees. We need level raisers, flagship players at the club. So, I mean, if you're going to get rid of players who are giving United a headache at the moment, like Marcus Rashford, you have to think to think deeply of how can we get a flagship player in that position. Are we going to stick with the Garnacho that we have? Are we going to bring back Jadon Sancho?
And by the talking about Marcus Rashford, did you see what Amorim said? He said it's a difficult situation. I understand that these players have a lot of people around them, and they make choices that sometimes don't come from them first. I can put things into perspective. I'm always here to help Marcus or any other player. They have to do what they have to do. I say they chose to do this interview because it's not just Marcus, and I understand that. For me as a coach, I focus on the performances, the way you train. I think it's best for me, and the club will take care of the rest when the time comes. I focus on developing Marcus. We need a talented guy like Marcus. I forget about the interview for now, and I focus on what I saw on the pitch. That's what I've been saying. That interview, Josh, also was it caught everyone off guard. It was uncalled for, especially for a boy. For a boy who grew with the club like Marcus Rashford. You saw what Scott McTominay said when they asked him. He said, I have no bad blood. I understand FFP had to come into play. You know, good money was coming. Napoli wanted me. I left the club. I love the club. I wish them the best. But right now I'm focusing on this side. But whatever it is, I bleed red. But for you, Marcus Rashford, to say, I mean, he didn't say it like, yeah, I needed to go out. I needed a new challenge. I need to step out. But for you, Rashford, to come and say, man, I don't want to run. I don't even want to talk about Rashford.
Scott McTominay was a darling at the club, whereas Marcus Rashford divides opinion, and he has become he has become a very divisive figure at the club, and it looks almost inevitable for United to pull the plug, because he just got ahead of the situation. But
I think
for
Ineos
me,
is doing
it was
everything
always
to have him offloaded very soon.
exactly. For me, it was looking like he's the player who is going to go next after Jadon Sancho, because Jadon Sancho is one who is very confusing in the things that he did off the pitch. His attitude was questioned numerous times, and Marcus Rashford has not come in good light for a very long time at the club. So if his attitude is not right, and the people at the club have seen that, the new guys at the club have seen that, and they want to change the way things are done at United, then he's the first to leave. So he just got ahead of the situation. He did say what he said. And Ruben Amorim is a very good communicator, because the message that he put out is
Amorim is
very
doing damage control.
Yeah, it's very perfect. He's doing damage control. He does not want to devalue the asset that Marcus Rashford is. At this point, if Marcus Rashford does not play football, you might just end up selling him at 25 million.
It's the third game is the third game he has missed, and I think we all know why. The manager wasn't happy. And yes, you're right. Every time he's not playing football, his value also depends, and quite concerning. But Josh, I don't want to give a lot of airtime to Marcus Rashford with what's happening currently, the state in which the club is. The roof is leaking. I had this mice control.
Oh my God.
Everything is a mess. Josh, tell me, the lack of offensive conversion at the club, the lack of offensive conversion. The attack is struggling to convert chances. We saw that. We've been seeing that before Eric left, or before Eric was sacked. Amorim is there. We are seeing that. What does this imply? The forwards need to find form, and a potential January signing, I think could bolster the attack. What do you think, Josh?
I've always told you that Marcus Rashford, be it as it may, he's the brightest attacker that we have at the club, because he's a very good is a very good threat going forward. The things that he does on the pitch, he may not be the guy who scores a goal every now and then, but he actually puts some pressure on the opposition backline to enable other people to score. And yesterday, I saw that we missed him. I know he's a very unpredictable character, because I might say that we missed him. Then he could have played the game, and he would have played 45 minutes when he was disinterested, and that's not what I want from a player. I would rather not have such a player. And for me, I think that much as we were lacking in the final third, it was the movement of the ball and on the ball that was lacking. It is not that we didn't create chances and stuff like that, but we just need to do more. We need to have more bodies up
Okay.
front. I don't think that Kobe Mainu did a good job. Kobe Mainu, I don't see Kobe Mainu playing at Manchester United in a 3-2, um,
In
three
other words, Amarim's
two three.
three
Yeah,
four two one. Sorry,
uh,
yeah, 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3.
yes. I don't see
Amarim,
him.
the
I don't
structure
see him playing in
exposes
a
it.
midfield of only two. I
Mm.
mean, he needs a third body. He cannot. He cannot do it. He cannot do it. He
Well, are
can't.
you trying to
He
say
just
Amarim
does.
should drop
He's
his formation?
no. It's Kobe Mainu who needs to
Who
pull
has
up
to
his socks,
adjust? Yeah.
or else, yeah, or else he will be let go, because I
Oh,
don't see how he does it. He's a very unique player. He has very good attributes that not so many players do have, but he's not a fast player. He's not quick on the ball. He doesn't make a very quick decisions. So it is difficult for him to play in a midfield of just
you know,
two.
talking
He
about
was so poor.
errors,
He was so poor.
and I mean, the defensive errors, Josh, that we've been experiencing over and over and over again. This is another observation. Silly mistakes from the keeper to the defenders to the midfielders. You know, silly mistakes and the poor defending are proving costly, Josh, and it's really affecting the team. The defensive lapses need to be urgently addressed through training, and possibly, I insist again, Ineos needs to do something about bringing in better players. I understand we've signed a 17-year-old kid in Diego Leon from Paraguay. I don't know how very fast he's going to come and fit in or slot in left back and can play also as a wing back. And Josh, what do you think needs to be done? What do you think needs to be done from the keeper? You saw Onana even
First of all,
yesterday.
Onana
Yeah,
doesn't have a problem. For me, there's nothing that was wrong with Onana.
no, Josh, it's an overall.
What
I'm
could
giving an
Onana
over
have
the last
done?
three games. When
No,
yesterday,
what could Onana
no, I'm
have
talking
done?
about no,
He
no, no.
conceded. He conceded from two set pieces and a cutback, which has been a problem for Man United for so long.
Josh, I
Which was
said these things have been happening over and we saw
yeah,
which
but I don't
the
know
game
for
against
Onana.
Spurs. Yeah,
Yes, it was Bainda who played. But anyway, the
Bainda,
game
Bainda. Not what game was it? I'm forgetting the game.
Bainda, then Man City,
No,
Bainda, then this one.
there's
Man
a game.
City, Spurs, then Bournemouth.
No, Onana. You don't remember
I
that back pass?
Yeah, there's nothing. It was the Bournemouth game, but there's nothing wrong with that back pass, because those are in the instructions of Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim wants the player, wants the keeper to build from the back and to get the players in front of him to have the
Mm,
confidence to collect the ball. In that very instance, he actually spoke about it. He did say that there was a phase he did say there was a phase that when the game had just started, the very first goal kick, Onana was scared to do the things that he was supposed to do. That's why he gives Ugarte that ball, because Ugarte is not ready to receive when Onana plays the ball.
so okay, Josh, and this is my final question. who do you? I mean, who is to blame, Josh? Is it on the players? Is it on the managers? I mean, the performance issues lie with the players rather than the Amorim tactics. That is according to me, Josh. And the
Yeah.
focus should be on improving player performance rather than considering another managerial change. Because very soon, if we lose 4 more games, Amorim out is going to be trending. So,
Yeah, but the
who?
performance for me was good.
Mhm.
The performance was good. The performance was good. There were a lot of lapses here and there, which you can understand. For me, the biggest problem or yesterday that I saw was one, Kobe Mainu, and the other one was the fear. The players are not brave enough to execute the things that they know. And I do understand this might take a bit of time because the positional play of the players is very good, their recovery positions and stuff like that. The positional play is very good, but then again, there are very many lapses. Every now and then, there are moments when they switch off. We concede a goal, and we almost give up. We almost give up.
Yeah.
We don't have a fight in us, and for a football club to be for a football team to be successful, they have to have a fight. They have to have a
Well,
fight.
again, this calls for January investment. Josh, the team requires significant reinforcements. I'm telling you, almost in every position. Ineos must be prepared to spend in January to address the squad's weaknesses. Josh, that's
But
what I
who are you
think.
going to get in January? You'd rather not ride the tide. Ride
And
the tide. Don't get anyone
I
in
mean,
January and
the game
buy
against
people in the
Bournemouth
summer.
was the worst game under Ruben Amorim, with overall poor display just from everyone.
I
It lacked
doubt.
in every
I
way. No,
doubt. I
Josh. Yes, it
doubt.
did.
I doubt.
To me, Josh, the team
No,
needs a
that's a
reset and
lie.
possibly.
That's
What
a
What
lie.
do you mean?
That's a
What do
lie.
you
We
mean,
had 71% of the ball. This
Josh?
ball
That
was
does
not
not.
played in Mars. It was played by the players on the pitch. They had the ball 71% of it in the first half, in the second half. So that just means that, yes, they failed to execute in certain, they failed to execute certain things they wanted to do in the game. But we suffered a goal from a set piece, and before we recovered, we gave away a penalty, which was a
And
mistake from another player.
Jo- Josh, these are my last words. I mean, in 30 seconds, I'm going to say this. United's our recent match against Bournemouth highlighted significant issues, particularly in the defense, Josh, and also not scoring. Of course, the absence of Delict, Josh, does not go unignored. The
Sure,
wing backs are
sure.
not performing at the required level. The attacks inability to convert chances,
And you know,
coupled with silly defensive error that is costing the whole team, Josh.
yeah,
Man,
if I may, you see the thing with the back line. The
yeah.
moment you start to rotate, for a very long time, Amorim was playing the back three of Mazraoui, Delict, and Licha.
Mm,
He played that like for the first 3, 4 games
yeah.
without changing. Okay.
By the way, the first
Then,
3 games we didn't lose.
yes. And
It was
when
a
these
draw, a
Maguires
win, a
come,
win. Mm,
when these Maguires of this world come, they start to rotate. Lenny Euro plays,
well,
Maguire plays, and so there's a bit of confusion there. But
well,
I think after Christmas, we should be able to go into the year a much better side.
you're saying after Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, after Christmas, that's on Thursday. We will be playing Wolves, but we shall come with the preview tomorrow. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, Josh and Isaac. Man United will continue, guys. What do we have to do to get out of this slump? I'm tired, man. Pissing out as an angry Man United fan, Josh. Catch you soon,
The
guys.
storm is still here.